It began on a night unlike any other. The sky above northern Chile was alive, painted with crimson veils of light that shimmered like blood-soaked silk across the heavens. Scientists around the world scrambled to explain the anomaly, calling it an ultra-rare geomagnetic storm. But those who stood beneath the phenomenon, those sensitive to frequencies beyond the human ear, heard something else, a hum, like the whisper of a sleeping leviathan waking after eons of slumber. Leon Vargas, a 34-year-old botanist and amateur star watcher, had chosen this night to venture deep into the Atacama Desert. His research station, a solitary dome nestled among salt flats and petrified forests, was hours from civilization. He had come to study rare desert flora, but secretly he was chasing something else, a feeling, a pull he couldn't explain. The desert felt alive that night, like it had secrets to confess. He had always felt disconnected from his fellow humans, as though something in him looked skyward not with wonder, but with longing. He believed in life beyond Earth not out of fantasy, but out of a bone-deep certainty that his destiny was tied to the stars. And on that night, the cosmos answered. When the light came, it wasn't from the sky. It burst from the earth, a crackling beam of blue-white fire that spiraled upward in a helix. Leon had no time to scream. Space folded around him like cloth being drawn through a needle's eye. He vanished without a trace. He awoke in a chamber that pulsed like a living heart. The walls were not built, but grown, smooth and faintly translucent, revealing veins of light running through them. He was nude but not cold. Suspended above him, or perhaps below, for gravity felt like a suggestion here, was a being. She was tall, nearly 2 meters, her skin the color of polished mercury with veins glowing a soft turquoise. Her eyes, lidless and obsidian, held galaxies in their depths. Her name was Zara Lynn, and she was the chief geneticist of the Illyrian matriarchy, a race that had transcended biological evolution, but at a cost, sterility. The Illyrian homeworld, Notheril, was a miracle of bioengineering. Its cities were grown from coral-like organisms that adapted to emotional energy. The skies responded to mood. Oceans changed color with intention. Yet, despite their mastery of existence, the Illyrians were dying. Their species, composed entirely of females born from engineered cloning, had reached a critical genetic plateau. Without diversification, extinction was inevitable. Leon was not a prisoner, but he was not free. He was the result of centuries of study, signals sent across galaxies, DNA patterns decrypted from Earth's broadcasts. His unique genetic structure, a forgotten combination of South American ancestry and latent epigenetic markers, made him the ideal candidate for hybridization. Not all humans were viable. He was. The rituals were not clinical. They were sacred. Leon was not subjected to cold experimentation, but enveloped in a process that blurred science and spirituality. He was prepared through ceremonies involving bioluminescent fluids, resonance chanting, and dream-sharing sessions where his subconscious was laid bare. He saw Zara's memories, the death of her last cloned sister, the cold desperation of their counsel, the shame she hid beneath her perfection. And she saw his lonely childhood, the heartbreaks, the wonder he felt when first discovering life through a microscope, the ache of being small in a vast, uncaring universe. When the fusion occurred, it was not with instruments, but through a convergence. Zara chose herself as host, a violation of protocol that nearly cost her her station. Yet the conception was successful. The embryo, a shimmering coil of light and code, nested within her. Pregnancy, among Illyrians, was unknown. Zara became the first to feel vulnerability, weight, nausea, and joy. She also became unstable, emotionally volatile, laughing and crying in the same breath. Leon stayed by her side, both protector and student. He learned their language, their customs, their fears. Slowly, they fell in love, though neither dared call it that. Their child, Iolari, was born beneath the crystal canopy of Notheril, a place where light refracted in impossible spectrums. She emerged, not screaming, but singing, a note that harmonized with the frequency of life itself. Her eyes shifted colors with her thoughts. Her touch could heal small wounds. She learned speech in days, and dreaming before her first cycle. Leon was offered a place in the Ilarian society, as consort, as father, as anomaly. But not everyone welcomed him. The Keepers of Purity, an ancient sect hidden within the council, viewed Iolari as an abomination. Zara, once their pride, was now a traitor. A plan was set in motion to erase the hybrid line before it could take root. Zara, sensing the danger, fled with Leon and their daughter through the hollow moons, a labyrinthine system of tunnels and relics built by the first ones, a race even the Ilarians revered. There, amidst glowing obelisks and zero-gravity gardens, they found ancient inscriptions foretelling a child of dual origin, a bridge between timelines fractured by war. Iolari was not an accident. She was prophecy. Years passed. Leon aged slowly, his biology altered by exposure to Ilarian atmosphere and medicine. He became a figure of myth among the younger generations, a living relic of a distant world. He taught Iolari about Earth, its music, its chaos, its flavors. She adored chocolate, though it was toxic to most Ilarians. He grew a new garden on Notheril's surface, one that mimicked the ecosystems of Earth. He cultivated forests under alien suns, and rivers that whispered in Spanish. Ilarians would travel from all over the world to walk his garden, to breathe in the scents of jasmine and cedar, to listen to him tell stories of oceans and storms. Iolari blossomed. Her powers expanded. She could shift gravitational fields. She could enter minds, not to harm, but to soothe. She could sing frequencies that made time bend. When she came of age, the council was forced to confront the future. Civil war loomed. She stood before them not as a threat, but as a solution. Her voice silenced rebellion. Her blood carried unity. Leon, knowing his time neared its end, requested one final journey, a return to Earth, not to stay, but to plant a seed. He walked among his people, anonymous, and left behind encrypted journals and hidden places, containing truth and warning. He died beneath twin suns, surrounded by alien flowers that had learned to grow with Terran soil. Zara sang the farewell song. Iolari scattered his ashes into a wind that carried them beyond the sky. And in the distance, a new world began to rise. Not Ilarian, not human, but something glorious in between. A world born from one man stolen by the stars.